Spoilers totally change how you look at a story or a book or a movie, right? We're going to think about spoilers today on Now at Devotions from Trinity Lutheran and Cyrus. So I am snowed in up here for a little while, and the plow will come at some point. We shall see. And we have a few vehicles with four-wheel drive, and we have one that doesn't have it. So I volunteered to be here because I can work from home. But, in a week or two, I'll tell the story. Yeah, I got snowed in, but, don't worry, they cleared it up, and then I was able to get out of there. And I'll know the end of the story. It'll change how I look at things. But, of course, at the moment, I've had to call a few people and reschedule a few things and figure a few things out because I don't know when the plow's going to come. So I think we sometimes forget that the folks in our story, hey Daisy, the folks in the Easter story, they did not know how the story was going to end, right? They didn't know that he was going to rise again. And we often hear these stories and we know it. And so we just go, yeah, this miracle happened. Yeah. But we forget there were days of grief and fear. There was absolute mourning. And that even when they go to the tomb, those first few women at the tomb, they didn't know. And the disciples didn't know. And nobody knew. And even when Jesus came and showed them himself, they were not sure. And certainly they did not have 1,000 years to think about it. Even 10, 20, 30 years after continuing to talk and continuing to think and the Spirit showing new details, the disciples were still wrapping their heads around what this meant, that Jesus was one of the three of the Trinity, that Jesus himself actually did die and was dead and gone, and God entered into death. And then there was a resurrection. Like this took generations to figure out. And we still think about it, and it still blows our minds every time. But this year, as Easter approaches, what if you just took it a day at a time? Maundy Thursday is just in a couple of days. And we will get together and celebrate the Last Supper and Jesus' commandment to love our neighbor. If the story ended there, it would still be a story worth living out. The next night, we will have our Good Friday service, a Tenebrae service, where we'll think about the last 7 words of Jesus, and also we'll hear some improvised music and think about our own losses and what it means to lose someone that we love. And further, how that is related to what Jesus has experienced and redeemed for us, right? And then on Easter Saturday, I would encourage you this year, let it be a day where the end is not known. The death that we have experienced in our life is real, and it's terrifying. Yeah, it's redeemed, and we know there's more, and there's hope in that, but we aren't there yet. And the disciples were in that same place. His closest friends, his family, they were in the same place. And then we'll talk what's next at Easter. I'm Pastor Chris, thinking about spoilers and not knowing the end of the story for Now at Devotions here at Trinity Lutheran, snowed in Cyrus. Bye-bye. Hey, Daisy. Yeah, it's a tough life, isn't it?